What is going on, everybody? Greetings, fellow travelers. Rebus the Vagabond here. And apparently, Microsoft decided that Black Ops 7 wasn't worth putting on the ultimate thing of Game Pass. So here we are playing the campaign. I'm going to give my thoughts over it. So, off rip, the very first mission, as you see here, what's happening is they're having a funeral for David Mason, Alex Mason. This right here is the son of David Mason. This is Alex Mason right here. So in this one right here, this takes place in 2035, and you're going to go meet up with Marshall, who's mourning over Frank's Woods' death. And basically, the campaign it gives you this nice, beautiful cinematic, and then does nothing with it really. The first mission, what you're doing is oh my, I don't even remember it. The first mission is called Exposure. I know that much. I remember that much. And basically, what you got to do is you have to break in to some guild headquarters and figure out what the hell's going on. You try to take the data from them and everything. And then while you're in there, you get ambushed. And as you're running out of the mission, or as you're running out of the main area, you get locked into a chamber, and Kagan, Kagean, weird way to spell it, pops up on screen and is like, here, test this out for us. And it's some weird, mysterious red mist, is literally how they describe it. And you people, whoa, 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 you people is crazy. Your group, so you got Harper, Sentient, and then you got 50-50. You are the only four people to ever survive smelling in this mysterious gas and not get absolutely corrupted by it. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys the show of the first mission. This is Exposure. Of course, this is the first mission where you actually get to move and do stuff. And I beat the campaign in like 6.5 hours. It's not a long mission by any means. The campaign is extremely short, so take that as you will. It's very obvious that all they were really worried about is getting people to the DMV mode, basically the end game mode, quote unquote. Because these missions, they did not take long at all. I died. I went down at least once per every mission, and it was not that bad. Welcome to the first mission in the Black Ops 7 campaign. Exposure. So basically, what you got to do here in this first mission is you got to break through this guild hideout and get to their supercomputer, or their, oh my god, what is it called? The nuclear computer or something, and take a data drive. Very basic Call of Duty stuff. I have no problems with that at all. I just wish there was more in the campaign. This campaign feels like they tried a bunch of different things and kind of just meshed it all into like 7 missions. Cause like right here, you get to choose between having which tactical you want. I can't say I'm behind it. I think it's a really weird idea that you're making us pick a different tactical when we could just load in or just be given one at the start and pick it up all throughout our own. There are so many of those crates where you'll open them and it'll be like, oh, would you like a pinpoint grenade or a decoy? When I already have what I've wanted for the last like 7 missions. I think that was a horrible oversight on their part. I'm a big fan of roguelikes. So being given the option of which gun I want all the time, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Is that a Call of Duty thing though? That's my biggest takeaway from this is if it wasn't Call of Duty, people would probably say it's good. Would most likely say it's good. Because my only problem really with it is they needed to widen it out more. Needed more. I think it's dumb that this entire Black Ops 7 campaign is 7 missions. I think that's a dumb way to go about it because of how much potential they had to go deeper in depth with each character. Let's take Samuels for example. So Samuels is he was a Secret Service member who used to protect the president back in 2025. which feels weird to say in 2025, but anyway, I digress. So you have a single mission where you're back in time in his mind through your C-Link thing. I feel like you could have spaced that out to like 2 or 3 missions at least. There was so much potential with what they did to make it longer, and they just didn't. The Call of Duty campaign doesn't feel like a Call of Duty campaign, would be the other way to explain it. Like I said earlier, if this wasn't a Call of Duty, I'm sure people would love it. But because it has such goated earlier campaigns, like let's spin a wheel here in my mind and let's pick which campaign to even talk about. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign. 50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. Absolutely goated line. That campaign stands out to everyone who's played it or even heard of it. The only reason that this campaign would stick out to anyone would be because of how dull it is. I liked the campaign. I saw a lot of potential in what they're cooking up here. Don't get me wrong. It's not great by any means. And I will be playing it. I will be getting the camo grind and everything. Only because they moved it back to Game Pass. If it wasn't for it not being on specifically Game Pass Ultimate anymore, this video would not exist. I'd be playing Warzone with it. But because they were losing so much money, oh my god, I dropped my pencil. Because they were losing so much money on this game that they had to bring it to, I think, every tier of Game Pass, just shows how big of a failure it is. I saw a lot of people saying on Twitter specifically that they didn't even know the game dropped today. But I don't buy that narrative. I'm just not going to fucking buy that narrative because people are just trying to hate on the game. I also think, which is a perfect segue into my other point, I think people are just, they're going to hate on the game no matter what. We could get an extremely iconic mission or campaign. Like, they could have given us like an A plus tier campaign this year and people would still complain because it's not an S. And I really can't blame them because of how bad the community's been treated, right? I'm not trying to say, oh, you guys need to give Call of Duty another chance, nothing like that. Just play through this and don't look at it as if it's a Call of Duty campaign and then tell me how you feel about it. Be like, oh, this is a new game. Just say it's a Black Ops game, just think of it completely unrelated from COD and then give me your opinion of it. I think that's how you guys got to look at it if you want to get any positive out of this. Obviously, if you're just here to talk shit on it, you're here to talk shit on it. That's absolutely fine and understandable. But I think the less you hold it to a Call of Duty standard, the best it is. Take that as you will, of course. Another thing about this campaign that really bugged me was the boss fights. I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I have to say that. There shouldn't be boss fights in a Call of Duty mission. I'm just gonna straight up with it because, ironically enough, in what's her name, 50/50's mind simulation thingamabob she had going on, right? What happens is after that, where Harper starts going absolutely buck wild, he starts going insane, and then you cut into this little arena where he's just a giant dude, like in every cartoon video game ever. Just a really weird way to do it. I think if you would have just had him with like a rocket launcher or like the Arc M rocket launcher, the one where you have to like charge it up and it goes doot doot, that would have been perfectly fine. I would have liked that a lot more than it being, oh my god, what? I don't even remember their name. Other than it just being weird. That's really what it boils down to for me. Is just they were forcing it. They really tried to force it like a frat boy. You know what I mean? It has some moments where I think it shines. Who is this? Someone just invited me to play Minecraft. 2 people just invited me to play Minecraft. What is happening? I don't know people. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It was Windows invites and also someone accusing me of cheating. Actually, ironically enough, I open it up and it's not. It says dismiss or join later, and I see 6 chats unread. So I click on it, and it's just a bunch of people calling me a cheater, right? And I don't cheat, mind you. Please, for the love of God, I don't cheat. It's a dumb thing. I Call of Duty is too easy of a game to cheat in. I'm sorry. This game takes no brain cells. None of it does really. I use my brain more in zombies than I do in the multiplayer. But anyway, oh my god, what was I even talking about? Um, my main problem with the campaign is it's a really weird concept, and they needed to go more in depth with it if they're gonna give us a weird concept. The basic concept of this campaign was this weird red gas gets released on Avalon or in Avalon. I don't know where that is specifically in the world. And then you section 1 is given the task to like stop it, but they need a supercomputer, right? And that's in Tokyo, and they send section 2 there, which is relevant. Section 2 is only relevant for 2 missions because the main guy you play as in that mission is a traitor or a mole, as they call him like 30 times. That's the only relevance of Section 2, the other team, which sucks because I really liked the one guy. I think his name was like Vulcan or something like that. A big fan of him, which I wish I would have played as him more. And I wish the characters felt like more. That's my other problem. This just felt like a bunch of people that willingly signed the contract to be in a Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong. The main actor is in a show that my wife watches, and so naturally I watch with her. I don't remember their name or the name of the show, but I know that the actor on oh my god, the main guy you play as right here, Alex Menendez, big fan. I like him. I like his acting style. I like his voice. I like how he carries himself. Then you got Harper. The last time I saw this dude was in The Walking Dead. All the way back in season 1. That's the last time I've seen this dude do a big role. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Please correct me. But the other 2 people just felt like hollow nothings. 50/50 had a bunch of potential given her backstory and who she is. And same with Samuel. I forgot Samuel's name for like half of the campaign. I have to be honest with you. I had literally had to pause my recording, go back and look at the footage and be like, oh yeah, his name's Samuel. And I had to write it down in my notebook. Because he has a lot of potential. He's a good character. They just need to go more in depth. The main focus of this campaign was getting you into endgame. Which you think I would just mean, oh, like the end game, like doing all that, like the intel. No, that's actually what the mode after the campaign is called. It's just called end game. And basically what it is it's an extraction shooter. It's an extraction shooter where with a roguelike mixed into it. So how it works is you'll fly in on the wingsuits, and which the wingsuits are weird. Was when you are flying into the mission, I don't know about anyone else's, but my wingsuit will just randomly start going diagonally. The opposite way of which I'm pulling my stick. For no reason. I have to cut my wingsuit and try again, and even then half the time it still didn't work. Also, another big issue with this campaign that needs to be talked about. This needs to be addressed, and I hope this will never happen again. Make it single player. Why, on any realm of any world and any division of said world, would we make it a online moment where you can't pause in the campaign? If I'm trying to go for the calling cards for like a specific mission, like the Samuel's mission, ironically enough, you have to play leapfrog on a highway of cars, right? And you get a calling card for not getting hit any of it. So you're telling me instead of being able to just restart the checkpoint and pause the game, I have to fully back out, reselect the mission, return off squad fill, Because why would I play with a squad on a campaign I'm trying to enjoy by myself? And then if I do it again, I have to repeat the process again. I have to do 3 to 4 times the button clicks that I would normally have to do. Just because I don't even know why. Are you guys cutting on budgeting? What, I honestly do not understand why they would even try that. But yeah, here's the red gas I was talking about. It makes the scientists start swinging on each other, and then you guys kind of just you fall over, you hit them with a little and then you're fine again. And then you can literally sprint at full speed like nothing's happening around you. I think the game looks amazing though. I love how the game looks. I love how it feels. It just needs more personality. You know? It's kind of like oh no, I'm not going to make that comparison. It's like when you're trying to make friends in college. You know what I mean? So like or like just trying to make friends in general. Oh, he looks like a nice guy. Let's go strike a conversation with him. And then you talk to him a little more and he's only talked about like his Nerf gun collection. And then you don't want to be friends. You just get it like an ick, and you don't want to be friends with him anymore. That's the easiest way to describe this campaign. And also, a big tip for this campaign: just run past the enemies. I mean, it sounds dumb because there's a camo grind, but you have so much health. You're literally already a bullet sponge. Just run past them. The missions will go by so much quicker because your guns are like the only guns you can get are like blue rarity at best. And because of the whole rarity system, it feels you don't do a lot of damage, it feels like. So I literally most of the campaigns I just ran past. And why am I lagging in a single player campaign? Don't make it an online session and then have terrible packet burst issues and make me quadruple guess getting a different Wi-Fi support provider. It's such a weird thing. Also, my favorite, but one of the things I think is just a bottom line, a silver lining for this entire campaign is how this right here that you're seeing, AI. The guild themselves recreated the big bad from Black Ops 2 and basically just used AI and everything to make deepfakes of the game, of him specifically. And right here, as we're seeing on screen right here, this is basically the entirety of what's happening in the campaign. You'll run through a mission, you'll get hit with some big old dark red scary mist stuff, and then you'll spawn as like Narnia. And even they don't know what's going on half the time. They're just like, "Oh, well, I know you want to stop, but we should probably push through here and like just get the thing done." And it feels like poor writing, you know. I feel if they just needed to give it a lot more love. If they wanted it to be worth anything, it just needed more love. All right, let's see. What else was there that was worth mentioning? Samuel's mission was pretty baller, and what was the other mission I really liked? There were two missions that really stuck out to me as like good ones. I would definitely say Samuel's has got to be the most memorable one. I don't even remember the name of it or anything. I just remember what's happening. Spectres 2 had a lot of or Section 2's had a lot of potential. And I really as soon as I saw the main dude that you play as, I was like he's not a good person. He's not a good character. And it turns out I was completely right. But my main beef with him is he looks like someone I know in real life, and I could just tell right away by the little shit-eating grin that he was a mole or some fuck shit. And I think that's a writing problem. You have to make a character who looks like they would be the villain, and then it turns out two missions later, 3 missions later, that he was the villain. It just I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel worth. It just didn't feel right knowing who the real, not even the real evil, just the backstabber was. Um, yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot here. I mean, I was a fan of it, but I would also be a bigger fan of having a normal campaign option. Tell me why there's just one set difficulty for the entirety of the campaign. There's nothing you can change to make it harder or easier. Not saying that it needs to be easier in any aspect. The campaign is extremely easy. Like I said earlier, the campaign was literally just a reason, or it's like a little like segue, a little like edge to get you into endgame. I did try to record the entirety of the campaign, but my editing or my recording software decided that it wanted to store it on my local drive instead of the 4 terabyte, the big hard drive. It wanted to put it on the little one that was basically full. So what you're seeing right now is all I got out of the play session I did to beat the entire game. Because I did it in one sitting. And I'll tell you, like 2 hours in, I was like, yeah, I just don't want to do this anymore. I started feeling bored. It just did not feel the best. It didn't feel absolutely terrible, like people are crying over on Twitter or on anything. It doesn't feel bad. It's just not enough to be considered good. Does that make sense? Is that an understandable take? If it had just more if it had more of a personality, it can be a 10 out of 10 drop dead perfect, but if you can't hold a conversation with it, is it really even worth it, you know? Nice little 360 into a hard scope right there, by the way. Oh yeah. So right here, what's going on right now is the first boss fight of the game, and this is when I realized you couldn't pause the game. As you can see, I start hitting it like 5 times because while I'm trying to play this game, I have cats constantly trying to barrage my keyboard and me. Yeah, see, I tried to pause right there to grab a thumbnail or something, do anything really, and it's like, nah. This entire campaign was pretty much just a schizophrenia trip, or like yeah, just a schizophrenia trip. At some point, you're in a cabin in the woods, and like you have to fend off zombies while your dad and you recover memories that the gas that you inhaled is trying to take away. Try to piece that together. But yeah, I'm not saying the boss fights are hard either. I want to clarify that. I don't have a problem with the boss fights because of how difficult they were. They were extremely easy. They had a very specific gimmick to make the fight end quickly. So I feel like there's challenge run potential, as in every Call of Duty. There's always challenge run potential, but I don't think it's worth watching because of how just boring it is, you know. And these little enforcer dudes are master rage baiters or commandos. Commandos, that's what they're called. The commandos are rage baiters to the highest level. They will literally sprint you down. They will sprint across the map to get specifically on you, and then they'll like hit you once and then just never again. But yeah, the gimmick of this fight right here is you drop down a machete on him because you remember that one time, like what would that be? 10 minutes ago? No, not even 10 minutes ago. What would that be? 7 minutes ago, in the cutscene where he stabbed the machete through the TV screen. You remember that? You remember that? Yeah, that's the entire gimmick for this boss fight. By the way, I hope you liked it or remembered it in the slightest. It's pretty much what it was like. It was like it just felt like there were. It just didn't feel good. I just It didn't feel horrible. I would play it again as like a challenge run or to actually record content. And obviously, I'm going to go through and get all the calling cards and all that because I can. But I wish it would be more enjoyable. I've been seeing a trend where people are going back and platinuming the older Call of Duties. I wish this would be a Call of Duty where I would like to do that for. Does that make sense? But in the calling cards specifically, there's only like 2 or 3 that are specifically mission based. Do you remember in the old days where like every mission but like 1 or 2 would have a challenge for them? But in this game there's only 2. There's one for going through the prison scene completely unseen, and then there's another one for not getting hit in the leapfrog section. That's it. That's the only 2 mission based things. And I'm going to go through and get them, obviously. But I wish there was more. I wish it was more enjoyable. Also, multiplayer is a really, or not multiplayer. This campaign is a really good source of XP. Throughout this entire thing, I literally, well, I think I ended up at level 37 or 39 after running through the campaign once. Not saying I would recommend playing this campaign over and over again. But yeah, once you're done with this boss fight took what? This boss fight took under 4 minutes. You're given a little cutscene. You're given a little overview of what's going on in Avalon right now and this mysterious toxin. And they just they nostalgia a lot of it, which, ew, what the fuck? Sorry. There's a lot of argument between if they should bring back old stuff or not. But as you see right here, this literally took that entire like 8 mission segment took like 12 real life hours or something like that. And they're like, "Oh, we thought you were dead. Oh man, you guys went off the grid. You guys started redlining a bunch." It's just not very deep. Everything just felt like so forced. But yeah, this is the end game stuff right here. Like I said, it's a roguelike. You can see like if you have increases to your health, your shields, your damage, your mobility. You can play as someone different every time to get different like abilities. But I'm a huge fan of the active camo and grapple combo. That's just what I had the most fun with. But yeah, oh my god, I think I hover over him here. Not Vermac. Is it Vermac? No. Or no, it was Vermac. Yeah, Vermac is my favorite character that I remember from the campaign. And actually, there's a mission that the entire thing was a Black Ops 6 map. I kid you not, I shit you not. There's a mission where you have to go kill someone that's like harvesting your data for the guild or some weird like that. And he's in one of the Black Ops 6 maps. I don't remember what it's called. I want to say it was called like Pavilion or something like that. And you have to find him. And if you've ever played the map, you would know exactly where he's going to be because there's an underground segment. And I went straight there and it was like, oh, we found him. That was easy. I'm like, it was easy because I'm built like that. But I thought that was cheap writing personally. They took the map from Black Ops 6 and just made it Tokyo-er, Yo-Yo. I don't know. They made it Tokyo basically. They put it on top of a penthouse mansion hotel thing and made it fancy looking. And all you had to do was stand around on the machine while it harvested data. That was all you had to do with it. It felt so lackluster. I wish there was more. I truly just wish they would put more into it. But yeah, if there's a this is the molten gold camo. That's what you get for getting the 250 critical kills and the other challenges. I like the campaign camos. I think they're better. The camos are really. I hate how they did the camos this year because there's always like two of them that I'm like, I really don't want. But then the other two I would really like. So like Bloodstone and then the final one I really would like. But oh, and also every weapon when you prestige it, you unlock a camo with every prestige that you can put on every gun. I really like that. They have a lot of good quality of life things in this game. I think it's too late. I feel like they should have done this with Black Ops 6. That's my problem. It's just going to be too late. It's going to if they do anything good with the game, fear that it's going to go underappreciated because no one knows about it. No one's playing it. Obviously, everyone the mass majority of like the online people who say they didn't know the game dropped are just lying. For people who genuinely didn't know that this game dropped, they'll never appreciate the quality of life that they put in this game versus the last 3 or 4. And yeah, I'll be making more videos. If there's a different game you guys want to see me play, or a different challenge, or a challenge run that you guys would like to see me do, anything that would get you guys to keep coming back, I would more than gladly do. I really appreciate the support. Thank you guys for being here. It really means the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Here's a picture of my beautiful kids. They love sleeping together like this. I like to think that they picked it up from me and their mom. But yeah, there's the cat picture of the day. I almost forgot about it, to be honest. I started rendering and I had to pause everything, cancel everything. But yeah, love you guys. Later.